Scorpio, how you doing? Welcome to your weekly Astroflower reading here. It is going from the 8th to the 14th of April. I can't get this date in my head at the moment. Maybe it's good to do with the eclipse on Monday, on the 8th. You'll be able to see more of that on Cymatic TV. There's a lot of hoo-ha about it. It's quite an interesting thing. There's loads of interesting things going on about it. So yeah, you'll find that on Cymatic TV on our sister channel. This is for you, weekly reading. Let's see what's going on for you. Overall energies here. Karmic message for your relationship side, karmic message for your financial side, influence from the universe, influence from your past self, influence from your future self, and the general outcome. Okay, so yes, welcome. I hope you have a lovely reading. Let's just see what's going on for you. Nine of Cups. Overall energies, bringing in a lot of things for you at the moment. And I don't think it's like, it's not like joy is like, wow. But there's a lot of good stuff going on that kind of going, oh yeah, that's great. That helps me out. And it's some of it's it seems quite practical. And it could be to do with jobs, finances, that sort of thing. But there's a multitude of things that are buzzing around you at the moment, and I think you just need to reach out and grab it. That's the sort of thing that I'm getting from the overall energy there. It's like there's a lot of practical things. It could be like as I say, it could be like a job, a job interview, or confirmation on a loan to start a project or a business. It could also be sort of invitations to go places, to enjoy yourself, to meet with people, and etc. And that sort of thing. At the moment, I'm not getting like a twin flame sort of scenario here, but it's much more sort of fun than that, much more sort of easygoing, much more sort of connecting with a lot of people that are around you. Yeah, you get the Nine of Pentacles here on your karmic message on your relationship side. I think this is all to do with this is to do with that, definitely. It seems to be all in cahoots. It may be that what you're putting out and what you're getting back is now you're starting to see the returns of that. And it's big wind kicking up. Sorry about that. Let me just put that there. Let me see if I can find another sort of paperweight or Astroflower weight. Big gust of wind there. Sorry about that. I wasn't making the gust of wind. I can move wind, as long as everything's in accordance. That's shamanism. That's on Cymatic TV. Yes, so karmic message here, I think, is like, it's almost as like you're getting the rewards for what you've been putting out there. And as anybody knows who have been watching this channel, I'm a great fan of number 9 because it's the linchpin number. 1 times 1 is 9, 2 times 9 is 18. That's 1 and 8, which is 9. 27, 2 and 7, that's 9. That's that whole sort of thing. Sort of like, if you do sort of like 6 times 9, I'll do 7. 7 times 9 like that. You get, what do you get? Hang on a second. 5, 7, there you go. 63. So 6 on this side and 3 on this side. Well, that's me looking at it. It's probably the other way around for you guys. I might even cut that out. If you get it still, that's maybe down one of the bloopers reels. Yeah, so it's got that linchpin number about it. It's like it's like you've got into full flow of your life. And the universe is bringing you in the 5 of Wands. Yeah, 5 of Wands. Is the universe trying to pick a fight with you? No, I don't think so. This is the moment for you to shine. This is the moment for you to be the best example of yourself. There's a lot of things that you could easily sort of kind of say to people, I told you I was right, and you're not the nicest person in the world. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's like you're knowing something that, someone was out of order or out of line, and and it's almost as if like karma's coming back, or the universe is coming back, sort of saying, you're better than this, Scorpio. You don't get involved. You're better than this. Yeah, don't get involved. Look at that, 5 of Swords. There's something in the background here in the past that you really should be walking away from. You really shouldn't let it trigger you, shouldn't let it make you feel, you know, sort of angry or annoyed, or you know, to do with the connection from the past. It's definitely a connection from the past. You've got 2 5s on here, 2 5s and 2 9s. So 9 times 5 is 45. Obviously, 4 and 5 is 9. So, you know, does 45 say anything to you? But it seems like there's something in the past there that you just really need to walk away from. Be the best example of it. Be better than that. Be better than that. Yeah, be better than that. Because that's what you're walking to. If you get involved in this, you're going to miss a beautiful possibility. Maybe with someone, maybe a possibility of doing an activity that becomes a major part of your life. But there seems to be an offering coming in here, and as I say, I think you're sort of creating it as well. So it could be an offering of love. It could be someone saying to you, you know, let's move in together and stuff like that. That's well possible. It's on a very physical level. That's why I've got a funny feeling it's activities, and maybe that activity there is going to open up the door in order for you to meet someone. The general outcome, there was a decision to be, there's a decision to be made, and I think this has to do with the 2 5s there and the Ace of Pentacles. I think it's a no-brainer personally, you know, unless you like fighting and you know, that sort of thing. I don't necessarily think that's will serve you any good. I think it's better to actually go towards something that this is a new beginning, a new possibility, a whole new way of living in a way, and it's gonna take time to put into place. But you've got to make the decision now, and that's going to make you a leader in your life. And I think that's what's going to encourage those 9 of Cups to really start a proliferation of opportunities in your life. And as I say, I think it's a very practical thing. As I said at the very beginning, I don't necessarily think it's like, you know, meeting the dream person of your life. It could well be for some of you, but for the majority, I don't think it's that. But for the majority, it's more going to be a case of practical things in that just making life better. You know, yeah, it could well be a job here, because this is on your karmic path here, is to bring the unison between 2 sides. And this is a whole new paradigm, a whole new chapter in your life. This, you know, it could be a job offering, a loan that's coming in that's allowing you to do that project, or starting, you know, starting that business. Whatever it is, I think it's on your financial side that's really sort of concentrating on it. I almost feel like here on your relationship side, it's like, because I think this financial side is going to be quite important to you. It's almost sort of saying here, don't waste your time on your relationship side. Not, you know, don't waste your time in your relationships, but I mean, like, you know, that's not your focal point. Don't get distracted. That's what I want to say. Don't get distracted about, you know, what's going on in your personal life. Keep your eye on the prize here, I think, more than anything else. Yeah, 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups, happiness after difficulty. You coming together with something. It's good. This is like a really, this is the ultimate job you're after, I think. You know, it's a prize that you've had your eye on for some time. Goal. Could be a business, could be a project or job. But this is your past. This is where you've been stuck. I think this whole freedom, this offering that's coming into your life is it sets you free. It really does set you free from feeling a little bit stuck in a rut, as it were. I think that's that's come to an end, I think, or coming to an end within your material side of life. Let's just see what the outcome, the future is. The future is letting go of something. Wow. You know, this could well be that spiritual awakening that we saw on the monthly reading on the collective. You've got 2 10s on here, you've got 2 9s on here, you've got 2 5s on here. You know, there's a lot of pairing going on. There's a lot of choices going on. And I think if the universe is sort of saying here, if you want the good stuff, you're going to have to let go of some of the bad stuff. And that's, you know, we got a similar sort of message within the relationship side here. Maybe it's an overall theme in your reading at the moment here is just making space. I think what it was last week's reading, it was clear your pathways for pleasure. And I think it, you know, it's in the process of going, it's in the process of doing here, and there's an offering coming into here that's going to change your life and bring out the King of Cups, taking you onto much calmer shores. That's the general outcome. These two tens here is converting what might have been a situation that you felt stuck and in a rut for something, is now you're getting this happiness after difficulty, and it's making you feel incredibly good, not only about yourself, but about your future as well. Very positive about your future. Yeah, very positive about your future. It's almost as if like you're getting. It's like you've been bluffing, not bluffing, like you've had your poker face on in life, and you're finally getting the rewards of holding your nerve. That's what it seems like here to me. You know, interesting reading. There's been nothing but interesting readings. It's really, really intricate in a way. And this is this spiritual awakening. It's concentrating on the little things around you and connecting with the good things, which is really important. Let's go and see what's going on with the Light Seers card here. Got the cards upside down. The Hermit. As I said, I think you've created some of this. Well, not some of it, quite a lot of it actually. You're reaping your rewards. You're getting your karmic credit paid. And it's because you've been keeping yourself to yourself and working on where you should be going and everything like that. You know, not upsetting any of the apple carts purposely, just so you can just squeeze by and get on to where you want to be going. And it seems to be coming to fruition now. You seem to be having this light that you can, or this dream that you can now sort of share with everybody or people that are around you. With the Nine of Pentacles, you get the Queen of Wands. Don't get distracted. That's what I'm getting off this card here. Normally, it would be a case of, for me, it's more like a case of, be very passionate about what you're doing in the instant that you're in there. And it will change. So one moment you're dealing with a member of the family, and so you've got to be passionate about it. And then very much, straight after that, you're dealing with a friend, and being passionate about that. The situations are completely different, but usually, being passionate in the moment. There is a degree of that about it all, but at the same time, I think this is like, make sure you don't try and take too much. Concentrate on one thing at a time here. And I keep getting this distracted thing about it, and I think that's what the two fives that we have in here. It's a decision for you to get or not to get distracted in life. And I think that's really important. I think that's really important. Look at that 10 of Wands. We got 3 tens on the table now. Let go and be the best example of yourself. That's what's coming through that. Just let go. Let go of the idea of kind of going, oh, what will people, not what will people think of, I don't want to get this wrong. That's the sort of sensation I'm getting out of it as well. But, and also at the same time, he's like, you might actually care for this person in a really, really strong way. It could be a little bit conflictual at the moment. And, being above that is sometimes difficult to sort of pull yourself away from someone, even when it's conflictual, because there is a deep sentiment for that person. You know, out with the old and in with the new. I think this has to do with the decision. I think you've realised that now, and I think that's what the Five of Swords is all about. In the past, you realise you've got to follow your path, and your path is not necessarily the path, the conflictual path that you've been on, and it's now you're in a position where you can really be a leader in your own destiny, because you've decided that it's like you're not going to take it anymore, or you're not going to be involved in that. You're not going to allow that sort of conflict or that sort of situation sort of disturb your life. I've got leaves falling on my head. Yeah, that's the sort of thing I think about it. These are great influencing cards. Queen of Wands, Death and Rebirth. Now you get my most favourite. What you're doing is what seems to be the possibility for you here, right? Is to seize this opportunity that's coming up, because it's not quite there yet, because this is your future self that's egging you on. There is obviously a decision by the end of the week that needs to be made. Once you make that decision, this is what you can go towards. And I think you're going to know the steps in order to get there. And I think that's what you're learning with the Five of, you're observing with the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords. You're putting things into place, checking how things work, that sort of scenario. And that's going to bring you, it's going to open up the doorway to having huge leaps forward within your relationship side, because you're choosing not to have the negative, be so present in your life. Yeah, look at that. There is, it is a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer here. Look at that future. Look at that future. That's all you've got to decide. You've got to decide it, Scorpio. And you know how to get there. That's the thing. And once you make that decision, it is just going to be sheer bliss for you. It's going to be your crowning glory. It's like there's a sense of freedom on both sides. Free, free from worries, free from obligations. Certainly to things that you just do not really want to be involved in. And it bodes very, very well for you this week, putting it all into place. Let's go into your financial side. This opportunity, this offering, this unison between you and another person, or you and a business, or you and a job or project, whatever it is, it's gonna be so obvious to you. You're gonna feel it. It's gonna feel so right. And it could be just a way of doing something, the way in which you sell your business, and all of a sudden that sends your sales through the roof. There's a lot of things here that's just feeling it and sticking to it, knowing yourself and being confident about that inner feeling you have. Yeah, creating something completely new. With the with the Empress here, sorry, not High Priestess, with the Empress here, you have a control over your emotions. And I think this is where I was talking about it being very practical. The good stuff that's coming into your life. And I think it is, because the Empress has a control over her empire through the emotional side of life. That means you have a certain control over your emotions. And although the good stuff is coming your way, it's also, I think the caveat of it, or the universe is trying to sort of say, you have created this, you deserve this. Because you have a certain control. And it's quite practical, and it's very rewarding on a longer term thing, and it helps you to get to where you want to be in life. Yeah, Eight of Swords, with the Hangman. This is from your past. I think you did see things differently, and you did see things in a way that sort of, you know, as freed you up, and it's like you've been through an aha moment. You're kind of, oh right, okay. If I really want to progress, I've got to do this formation, this sort of foundation course in order to, take my career this way, or do this job, or start this business, or whatever it is. There's been a revelation to you to understand of what you got to do in order to break yourself free. Yeah, I think this is a beautiful sense of leaving something, going on to something so good that it doesn't, it's a celebration to leave something. I think it's a celebration to leave something that's been a pain in your backside for some time, I think. And it just could be a way of living. It could be a place, a town in where you live, where you've lived. Now you've got a job somewhere else, and that means you can move from one town to another. That sort of thing. It just seems so in tune with what you should be doing. If you feel it, because that's what the evident path is here on this opportunity, if you feel it, follow it. At the moment, I tell you what, a reading wouldn't be a reading without the Four of Pentacles. This is hit. Once you're into your stride, and I think by the end of the week you are. I wouldn't give I wouldn't give yourself away too cheaply. And that came up in Taurus's reading, which is very similar, very connected to Scorpio. And are you holding on to something too tightly? If you are, it will be that. And you've seen in the past you're stuck. And because you got the Hangman, I don't think you are. I think this is more of a case here on this Four of Pentacles, that you are learning to invest your time, effort, energy, money into your projects, your business, in a way that makes you feel really at one with yourself of what you're doing, really confident about what you're doing. It's quite beautiful, really. Quite beautiful. There you go, Aquarius. Aquarius, where did that come from? Blimey O'Reilly. Scorpio, I do apologise. I'm mixing up all the signs at the moment. Could be Mercury. See what I mean? I'm having difficulty in speaking. What the blazes. So there you go, Scorpio. I hope you get the best out of these readings. There's also stuff over on Cymatic TV, our sister channel. It'd be lovely to see you there. So I either will see you there, or I will see you here again. Whatever it is, it'd be lovely to see you again. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.